happy readers! So today we're going to try something new and something different on this channel, and I thought it would be fun. I don't know how I came up with this idea really, but I was like, I want to try this because it would be a lot more fun than just sitting here and being like, this is what the book is about, blah blah blah, okay bye. So there are these three girls, Nina, Mel, and Avery. And Nina, she decides to go to Stanford for the summer, leaving behind Mel and Avery to work at Mortimer's. I guess it's kind of like TGIF, but really Irish and stuff and really terrible, and they just hate their job pretty much. While Nina is at Stanford, she meets this guy named Steve, and he loves trees, and he wants to save the environment. There's another romance in the novel as well. This is Avery and Mel, and they get drunk at a party, and they're both thinking thoughts about each other. And then next, and the next morning they woke up and they decided to kiss and try it out, and started falling in love with each other. Nina comes back to New York. I don't know how to draw New York, but that's as good as it gets. And she's like, hey guys, what's up? And Mel and Avery. And Mel and Avery, that's what they look like, they're skirts. They're like, not much, how's it going? What's up? There's nothing been going on here. Let's just keep this under wraps for a little bit. They don't tell her that, but you know, that's what happens. But Nina, she suspects there's something going on that they're not telling her. Not necessarily like about their relationship, but just like, oh my gosh, they've been hanging out so much this summer and they've done a lot of stuff without me. So what's going on? What's happening? Blah, blah, blah. So she goes and she emails. There's a little computer. She emails Steve, who is in Oregon. And he's like, nothing to worry about, blah, blah, blah. And then he starts getting sketch. So let's say that he doesn't do that. And he doesn't pick up the phone. She calls him. He starts singing telephone. It's pretty crazy. But not really, because in 2004 they didn't have that song, so. So she starts formulating her own ideas, like, oh my gosh, they're dating Parker. And Parker, here he is. He also works at Mortimer's with them. Yeah. This is good, right? This is great. So they have fun, awkward times together with Avery and Mel going to the movies. And she's just like, hey, what's going on? Blah, 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 trying to find out good stuff. And he doesn't really, he's kind of a clueless character. He's kind of like an outsider of their friends. But not in a mean way. It was just like, you know, he's a new friend. He works with them, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. So the girls decide to go shopping. And here's my best interpretation. Yay, to the mall. First sliding doors. And Avery and Mel decide to go off on their own to a different store because Nina wants to go to Burberry, and they're like, well, it's all plaid and hats and blah, blah, blah. They go to a different store, and she goes to the Burberry store or whatever. And then she's like, oh yeah, I want to go to that store with them and meet up with them and just, you know, surprise them or whatever. Not really surprise them, but just be like, hey, let's meet up earlier. So she goes to that store. And she goes to the dressing room because she hears a little scuttle going on. And she opens the door. She sees them kissing, and she's like, so guys, what's up? Whole big scene where they kind of like come out to her, and it's really interesting because as a straight person, you don't really get to see that side a lot of like hearing people's stories of like, you know, my friends come out to me, blah, blah, blah. And at first thing was like, you know, you hear the, oh, at first I was weird about it and then I was okay, but you don't really like see in detail like, you know, I thought that they were gonna hit on me or blah 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 blah. So it was pretty interesting to hear like Nina's side of everything and just get like full details on that kind of stuff. It was very interesting. I really enjoyed that part because they go to Alexander Hamilton High. And Nina's president, and that's why she went to Stanford. And when they go back to school, Mel and Avery are still dating and all that kind of stuff, and they're trying to make it work. And Avery's really awkward. Like, I don't understand why she's so awkward. It's kind of I don't know. She's just really weird in this book. I didn't really like her character, but so they continue dating. They go on this date to the bookstore. A kid from school. His name is Devin or something, and he sees them hanging out in the gay and lesbian section because Bella was like, "Let me check this out. This is what you need to do." He was with some friends, and so he walks out, and they're all talking, and then they go back to school. And there's all these rumors and all that kind of stuff. Avery's like, no way, no way. And she freaks out. There's this thing every year called the Herald. And Nina, who's as I mentioned before, she's the president of the student association or whatever. She organizes it. And so she has to be there. And Mel was asking Avery if she would like to go. But Avery's like, no, I have band practice, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to get out of it. It's a hayride, but it's like scary kind of thing. And so, yeah, like they're going... She's going, and then she shows up with a boy, and Nina catches them, and she's like, yo, dog, what's up? Avery's like, you don't understand. So Avery calls Mel and is like, we need a break. I can't deal with this. Actually, Nina had to go tell Mel that Avery was breaking up with her. So Christmas rolls around, let's make a Christmas tree. And Nina finds out that she's accepted at Stanford. This great state over here. That's California. And there's Stanford right there. You know how I mentioned earlier that Steve stopped talking to Nina? Well, she finally gets a hold of him and is like, we need to talk. Like, you haven't talked to me in forever. He's like, I've been seeing this other girl, and she looks exactly like you. They look alike, right? She's like, that's just creepy. So she goes and gets her hair cut. Like, not shaved off, but, like, gets a diva cut, apparently. I don't know what a diva cut is. And it's Valentine's Day. Whee! These two go to the dance. Avery shows up with I don't remember who. And, like, she's like, oh, let's talk. And then they, like, don't really talk. It's just kind of, like, crap. Blah, blah, blah. Funny thing, Avery's like, let's get back together. Mel's like, let me call your bluff. You're not even gay. And so, yeah. So she pretty much finds out that Avery liked Mel, but she doesn't like other girls. She just liked her. She was kind of experimenting kind of thing. I don't know. Yay, it's St. Patrick's Day. That's it. And it's also Nina's birthday. And you know what homegirl said? She was like, okay, Mel, as a birthday present, come out to your parents, or come out to your dad at least, because her dad's, like, cool. And so after they go back home, Nina calls Mel and is like, and her dad picks up the phone and is like, I heard the good news, and he means that he heard that she got into Stanford. She was like, oh, so, you know, there's a group for parents of gay children, and he's like, what are you saying? So here's Mr. Forrester. I am confused. What are you saying? And so he calls up, like, the whole family. And they're like, oh my god, And Avery's parents and stuff come in there. And they're like, oh my gosh, giant angry squid. You know, that kind of business. Avery decides that she wants to go apply for a music school. And she tries out for the piano stuff. Mel was like, we need to go cheer her on. We're actually her friends and stuff. And she's like, Parker, do me a favor, and Nina, you drive because you have a better car, you will get there in the snow. So they go, and they cheer on her audition. Okay, so pretty much they forgive each other, and Nina has this awesome line where she was like, you know, sometimes you have to forgive some people, when she was talking to Parker about Steve, and it's all really, like, mixed in, like, she's talking to him, but she's really talking about, like, your friends and everybody in general, and he's like, well, we can't be friends, and she's like, but we are friends, and blah, 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 blah. And they end up just kind of riding off into the sunset kind of thing. And that's pretty much where the story ends. And I hope you enjoyed this rendition of Awesome-tastic. Yeah. So that's it for now. Peace out. Have a good week. Read this book. It's good. I liked it. Tell me if you liked that. Tell me if you thought it was funny. Yada, yada, yada. If I need to write bigger or anything like that, do tell. Be honest. Keep reading. Yeah.